Mats. I realized it's been a while since I made a video about the Jag and its ups and downs, and the fact that it's now up for sale, hopefully before the winter, maybe, we'll see. This is an xj6, and well, how can you not say this is one of the coolest cars ever made? And it's so curvaceous, this car. Even on this awful narrow small doors. And let's look at these little wings here. I just noticed them this year actually, because I haven't hardly used the car for a year now. It's spacious. Yes, it's swapped out the stereo and the sound system. Just washed the car, so this is drying out. Wonderful back seat, not very spacious, but these seats here, it's just last time you saw the car, the roof was sagging. Now we got it hang up here, and as you can see, it's not much space in the back. It's a long car, this, but I haven't used space very much. Sadly, I haven't utilized it, but it's still a wonderful place to sit. And then this bit, it's the lid. I should just glue it back on again. It fell off, sadly. And none of the mirrors on the driver's side, the rear or the front, works, because when I was to change the speakers, well, the clips broke, and then this started to flap around, and then I got a breakage in a cable from this box here up to the door. So sadly the windows on that side don't work anymore. Everything else works. Even the clock came back to life today, surprisingly. Put this Alpine head unit in, and a few new speakers in the front doors. Sadly, those speakers in the door and tiny tweeters on top there have been broken since I got the car. I didn't really notice at first, but you have this wonderful seats here. They're so comfortable, and the leather here it's not like in the Porsche or in the Tesla, just slightly cheap. This is proper, and the smell of it when the car has been sitting a while, it smells proper old school leather in this one. And just the lighting in the car, now it's getting some heat in as well, and the switch gear here. And you have one button lit up the entire car. It's really nice. Like I said, it's up for sale now. And why? It's just, no, it's not perfect, this car. It's developed a few faults. Like I said, the cable and the windows not working. Everything else works. The engine is smooth, the gearbox is silky smooth, there's no corrosion on it, paintwork is still pretty nice, and it's just a brilliant car to drive. It's so comfortable and smooth to drive this thing. It's wonderful. And I just went through its MOT, the checkup you do every 4 years on cars. Just such a brilliant place to be. But why do I sell it, and why have I hardly used it the last year? Well, partly it's because I use the Porsche when the sun is out. Secondly is, with the petrol prices, I simply can't be bothered to use somewhere between 1 and 2 liter per 10 kilometers. That's just completely silly. So at least for me, that's also why I'm trading in the mod Tesla Model Y and trying to sell it and getting a used Model S instead. So there is things happening on the car owning front. But I adore this Jag, and I can see why people really become such a fan of the brand. And I must say, this generation, the x300 as it's called, built from 1992 or whatever it was to 1996, 97. I think this is one of the last years. For the first thing, as I showed you, the car is the bodywork is full of wonderful details. Really, it's just fantastic. The little things you notice in the bodywork of the car, and it's a narrow car. It's a long one, but it's not very wide, and it's just so easy to place and so easy to drive. It's so comfortable, and it's like stepping out of this modern cars with all the screens and stuff, and the aircon still works. This is a 25-year-old car. The aircon and the climate control just works. It gets warm and nice and toasty, and the climate and the air conditioning keeps you cold, really cold in summer, and they almost never work in old cars. So this is brilliant. And even though this is the 3.2 liter car, the entry level, it still doesn't feel underpowered. It's around 200. It was at least around 214 horses when it was new, but it doesn't feel underpowered. And the XJ is this kind of executive saloon car. It's sort of a sports saloon in a way, or it's a comfortable, luxurious car with sporting pretensions, and you can sort of tell that. Even now, all this time after the car rolled off the assembly line, it's just, and there's this kind of gentleman's club feel of the interior with the wood. It's proper wood, and the metals are proper metals, most of them anyway. Yes, there's some Ford switchgear in here, but who cares? It works. And it's an old car now, so you can't expect perfection. I mean, if you want perfection, then I don't know, buy something else, an Audi probably. It's just such a comfortable place to be. I'm glad I've owned this one. I really am. Now I just hope someone can take care of it and give it an even better life. I sort of really wished I had used it more, because I've just rediscovered it now lately, the last few months. It's unlike the Porsche, which is sort of much more sporty on it, and it's an open top roadster after all. This is just a gentleman's express, and now that they got the roof nailed up, more or less literally, you don't have it sagging in your head anymore, and it just gives you this feeling. It's not very spacious in here, but it is, and because it's an old car, all of the pillars are relatively narrow, so you can actually see out of the car. You can turn your head, you have full control over every corner of the car, where everything is. It's just fabulous. They really don't make them like this anymore. But that's a good thing in a way, because I don't want to crash in this one. It has an airbag, but you know, no. Climate control is on 21 degrees, warm. It's not particularly noisy in here. The engine is just purring away. Even on this third-party 18-inch wheels this thing is running on, it's still not crashing. It's comfortable. It just flows over undulations and sleeping policemen, and on the sharp undulations you can sometimes catch it out. I've never had any big issues with it, apart from the broken clips in the door, but that was partly my own fault for taking it apart. We just replaced the clips and it was okay. It's just such a wonderful car. I sort of can't really forgive Jaguar for not making the XJ electric. They were running this electric XJ program a few years back, and they suddenly just stopped it. This car would have been brilliant, putting Jaguar's chassis engineers at work and then making a really well-driving, wonderful, beautiful, executive, modern electric saloon. If I had really a lot of money, maybe I would have electrified this. I don't know. It sort of would suit it in a way. Because it's a beautiful car. It's beautiful inside. It's beautiful outside. Yes, there's a few flimsy bit there and a few things missing, and the here and there, and some things have come loose. But most of the time, you just close the doors in this one, and it's just, there's no rattle, there's no bang, there's nothing. It just works. And the engine just purrs away, and then you floor it a little bit, and it doesn't just floor it. You give it a little bit of more power, and it just raises the revs and adds on another 20 kilometers without really bothering you. It doesn't kick down, it doesn't throw you backwards, it just gives you what you need. Yes, I know there's an R version of this with a supercharger, and I know there's later ones who had V8s and stuff, and I'm sure they're brilliant in their own way. But these cars are relatively cheap, so they really are among the best Jags you can get for the money right now, I think. They really are. So if you want a Jag, maybe you should come and watch. Maybe you should come and have a look at this one. So the Model Y will be gone. The Porsche will be parked up soon, and maybe then just taken out again when the spring comes along. Now we're getting into autumn and winter here. It's getting dark again. We all go around being depressed. So it was just a small update really on the Jaguar and generally the car fleet. So thanks for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. Bye bye.